Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the Jazwares Fortnite Legendary Series 6-inch scale Raptor in the glow form. Raptor is an old school Fortnite skin. He was first available in the item shop in January of 2018, and this is one of the variations. It's been made available a couple times since then. So let's go ahead and check out the packaging here. As you can see at the top, Epic Games, Fortnite, Legendary Series, ages 8+. Legendary Series means it's the 6-inch scale, not the smaller 4-inch figures. 40 points of articulation, Raptor Glow, 8 different pieces by Jazwares. Here he is in the package. He has 3 different guns, a back bling, a pickaxe, and 3 different facial expressions. One side of the package, got Raptor posed up. Other side, same thing. At the bottom, there's a bunch of credits, and there is a barcode in case that helps anybody. And in the back, here's Raptor from the game, and here are a bunch of other Jazwares Fortnite figures you should check out. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out. He comes with quite a bit of stuff. He's got 2 alternate faces, totaling 3 interchangeable faces. He's got the bad axe harvesting tool. He's got the back-o'-lantern back bling. He's got a light machine gun, a tactical shotgun of the legendary variety, and he's also got a grenade launcher. But before we take a look at the accessories, let's talk about and check out the actual figure. So this is the Raptor skin. This is an old school Fortnite skin. Came out in January of 2018. That is 3.5 years ago. And this is the glow variation. The regular variation is sort of a staple to old school Fortnite. Almost everyone's familiar with them. Happy to have this variation. Don't like him quite as much as the regular, but he's cool. He's a lot more wild, kind of dark looking. His eyes are purple. He's got that sort of stitching across where his mouth is. The headphones look pretty cool. Might actually come off. I'm not sure if they're supposed to, but I'm actually happy they do. The regular one had a brown bomber jacket on. This guy is black jacket, black undergarments, red trimmings. It looks very sharp. Colors are nice. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Now Jazwares never made a regular Raptor, and I find it odd they'd make the variation first, but it's a good looking figure. Here's a closer look at his face. He's got a ski mask on. It's got all kind of stitching on it. Almost looks like he's got a scar going over his left eye. His eyes are purple. The skin kind of looks gray. Almost kind of looks like a zombie here. He looks like an evil version of Raptor. The reason I thought the headset was originally glued on, there's some residue above the top of his head and the side of his head. Maybe I'm wrong, just sort of felt that way. I didn't try to take it off, it just sort of fell off. And then, here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. Like I said before, my guy's headset comes off. I feel like it wasn't supposed to come off, like it was sort of glued on, but I'm very happy it does come off. Much more useful this way. Now let's look at his accessories, and let's start off with his faces. He comes with 3 different faces. One has a normal expression, one has an angry expression, one has a sort of curious or interested expression with one eyebrow raised. Here's his first face. This one has the most normal expression. Then, his second face. This one looks kind of angry. And here's his third head. With this one, he looks curious or interested in something. You've got his right eye shut and his left eyebrows risen. Now let's look at his headset. I feel like he was supposed to be some sort of helicopter pilot with those big sort of headphones. I can find a ton of uses for a headset in my action figure collection. I like it, pretty cool. Here's Raptor without the headset. Then, with the headset on. Now let's look at his back bling. This is called the back-o'-lantern. It's pretty much a jack-o'-lantern here. It's a red pumpkin. It's got some purple or pink flame coming out of it. It's got its own headset, or I guess they're more like earmuffs. Pretty cool accessory. Not sure why it's relevant to Raptor though. Here he is, wearing his back bling. You can't really tell from the front, but if you spin him around. One cool thing about these accessories is they're customizable and interchangeable between each of the figures, just like in the game. Here are several different Jazwares figures wearing each other's back blings. Unfortunately, these Jazwares back blings are not interchangeable with the McFarlane line. If you were to take a McFarlane back bling and try to put into a Jazwares figure, sure, it would fit, but the peg is so much thinner it won't stay in there. And in turn, if you were to take a McFarlane figure and a Jazwares back bling, the back bling will never attach. The peg is just far too thick. Now let's look at his harvesting tool, or more commonly referred to as a pickaxe. This is called the Big Bad Axe, and it's a big badass, big bad axe. Pretty good sculpting detail on the blade, got some red highlights there, almost like it's a lion's face at the front. Its mane is extending into the blade. Then we got the handle here, it's got some wrap here. Pretty cool. Here's Raptor holding his pickaxe. He hears a noise behind the wall, decided to find out what it is, chops his way through. He ended up exposing a chest behind the wall, eager to get this loot. He ends up getting some boogie bombs, a medkit, and a tactical shotgun. And just like the back blings, the pickaxes are interchangeable between each of the Jazwares figures. Here's a bunch of Jazwares figures holding each other's pickaxes. And unlike the back blings, these pickaxes are interchangeable between the McFarlane and Jazwares figures. Here's a couple of McFarlane figures holding Jazwares pickaxes, and some Jazwares figures holding the McFarlane pickaxes. Now let's look at his guns. He has a total of 3 of them. On the top, we have a light machine gun. The bottom left, a tactical shotgun, and this is of the epic or legendary variety. And on the bottom right, a grenade launcher. Here's his smaller version of the light machine gun at the bottom, next to a larger version of the light machine gun that came in a Fortnite weapons pack. The only difference besides the size is this one has an action feature. The drum actually comes out. Here's this light machine gun next to some other machine guns from Jazwares. This is a regular submachine gun. This is a P90 or a compact submachine gun. This is another regular submachine gun. This is a tactical submachine gun, and this is a suppressed submachine gun. And here it is, next to a couple of McFarlane machine guns. This is the McFarlane P90 or compact submachine gun, and this is the McFarlane burst submachine gun. Here's Raptor holding a light machine gun. It's a big gun. I like to have him holding one hand on the trigger and the other hand supporting the barrel. Here's his shotgun next to a bunch of other Jazwares shotguns. This is his epic tactical shotgun, the regular tactical shotgun, the double barrel shotgun, the heavy shotgun, the drum shotgun. This is the epic pump shotgun or the spaz, regular pump shotgun from the accessory pack with the actual functioning pump, Chapter 2 pump shotgun, and then the combat shotgun. And here it is, next to some McFarlane shotguns. This is the Jazwares Epic Tac Shotgun, McFarlane Tactical Shotgun, McFarlane Spaz, or Epic Pump, McFarlane Double Barrel, and McFarlane Heavy Shotgun. Here's Raptor holding his tactical shotgun. Just like the other gun, you've got to use 2 hands with this, one for the trigger and one for the pump. Here's his grenade launcher, next to some other Jazwares explosive weapons. We've got the grenade launcher, the proximity grenade launcher, the guided missile launcher, the pumpkin rocket launcher, and the regular rocket launcher. Then, next to some McFarlane explosive weapons, this is the Jazwares grenade launcher, the McFarlane grenade launcher, McFarlane quad rocket launcher, and McFarlane standard rocket launcher. And here he is, holding the grenade launcher. This is also a 2-handed weapon. And even though it's not game accurate, if you wanted this guy to hold 2 guns at the same time, no problem. Now let's check him out, next to some other accessories and vehicles you can use to enhance your Jazwares Fortnite figures. Here's Raptor driving the McFarlane Quad Crasher. Even though it's intended for a larger 7-inch scale of figures, they work pretty good with this thing. And here he is, riding on the back of the Quad Crasher. The pegs on the McFarlane vehicle even fit the peg holes in the Jazwares figure's feet. Here's Raptor being pushed around in a McFarlane shopping cart. Then, pushing Aura around in the shopping cart. Now let's check him out, next to the McFarlane Glider Launchpad combo set. Here he is with it fully assembled. Here's Raptor, getting ready to launch up and glide away. Here's Raptor using the McFarlane Glider. Even though it's for a 7-inch scale, it works and looks pretty good with the Jazwares figures. Here's Raptor next to a treasure chest. This treasure chest is also made by Jazwares, but is intended for these smaller 4-inch figures. You may ask yourself, how could that chest possibly be for the smaller figures if it's oversized for these 6-inch figures? Well, this chest wasn't meant to be scale accurate. It was sort of an accessory pack. You'd buy this chest, open it up, get some building material and some guns. But since chests are such a huge part of the game, I was happy to have one that's at least remotely in scale with the figures. Here he is, opening a llama. This loot llama is obviously not from Jazwares or McFarlane, as it's simply a stuffed animal. But that crazy pink llama head has become a signature icon for the game, and I was happy to have one for the figures. Here's Raptor holding a can of spray paint, getting ready to tag the wall behind him, just like in the game. And here he is with a bunch of other Jazwares Fortnite accessories. These accessories all came with some previously released Jazwares figures and were great for Raptor. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure, his accessories, and some other accessories you can use to enhance this guy, now let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, sitting at about 6.0 inches tall, which can translate to a hair above 15 centimeters. Now let's look at his articulation. Starting with his head here, of course, it can rotate from side to side. You can look up and down about that far. Can't really tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes out a little bit more than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He does have a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest area, just increase the range of motion a little bit. Bicep cut below that, double jointed elbows below that. His wrist here, it can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. He's got those articulated fingers. Ball joint his torso, rotate around, go forward and back. Traditional waist cut below that. Legs go about this far. Ball joints forward about that far. Back not too much. He's got a thigh cut below that. Double jointed knees. He's got a boot cut. And then his ankles, they go forward and back. They can tilt and rock. And he's got toe articulation. Now let's check him out next to some of their action figures. Starting off with McFarlane Fortnite Raptor figure. Here he is, next to the McFarlane Fortnite Raptor figure. This guy's bigger, he's a 7-inch scale figure. This is the classic original Raptor skin. Here's a close look at the Raptor Glow variant's face. Then, the regular version's face. Now let's check him out, next to some other Jazwares Fortnite Legendary figures. Here he is next to Oro, the only other figure in his assortment. Then, next to Recruit Jonesy and Dark Voyager. These guys were the previous assortment of Jazwares Fortnite figures. And here he is, next to a bunch of other recently released Jazwares Fortnite figures. Then, here he is next to some Jazwares Fortnite Legendary Brawlers. These are some larger skins in the game, and they made 7-inch figures out of them. Here's my entire Jazwares Fortnite Legendary collection. I am fully caught up at this point. There have been a lot of new reveals as of late, and I really hope they are able to get all those figures out. I know Jazwares is about to lose a license to Hasbro, so they don't have a lot of time. Really hoping to get that Bruno Brawlers figure. And here he is, next to the entire McFarlane Fortnite collection. And here are all the Fortnite figures that I bought multiples of. You may ask yourself, why so many? Well, I got each of the 4 different wildcard figures. I use them as my Royal Flush Gang in my DC action figure world. I got 4 of each of the different kind of Skull Troopers to use as Scarecrow henchmen in my Batman world. 2 Crack Shots to use for Toyman henchmen. And then 4 Rabbit Raiders and 4 Night Hares for Mad Hatter henchmen in my Batman world. And here are all of my Fortnite figures in a huge battle royale. As you can see, they're gliding, driving, sniping, shooting, trying to kill each other, but more importantly, trying to see who's gonna get the win. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, to see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a Jazwares Fortnite figure, they're on the smaller end of 6-inch collecting. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of these smaller action figure lines I collect, and work my way larger. Here he is, next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. Then, next to some Hasbro Marvel Legends. And here he is, next to some Mafex figures. Then, next to some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is, next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. And now, here he is next to some of his Jazwares brothers. Here he is next to some Jazwares AEW wrestling figures. Then, next to some Mattel wrestling figures. And here, next to some NECA figures. Then, next to some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. Now, next to some McFarlane toys. And here he is, next to some DST or Diamond Select toys. And finally, next to some Jakks Pacific wrestling figures. Overall, Raptor, the glow variation, is a pretty cool figure. I find the colors visually pleasing, but I still do prefer the classic Raptor version of this one. I wish Jazwares had made that version first. His accessories are pretty cool. No new guns are brought to the table. His articulation is everything you'd expect from a Jazwares Fortnite figure. Sculpt and paint job are pretty good. No real issues there except for the residue left from his headset. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. It's a good figure, but I definitely would have preferred the brown and yellow version. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.